Okay, so today I'm going to be talking about the internship that I did at Carriage Cove Healthcare Resort, a short stay rehabilitation center. It's just here in Rexburg, and it's mostly working with elderly people, and I was doing kind of assessments and activities with them. Um, and I really enjoyed it this past semester. I thought it was a really good place to be, and I learned a lot while I was there. So let's get started into it. So I found the internship. First of all, I found it because I volunteered there for a semester for a class. It was a therapeutic recreation class. And I realized that I actually really liked the environment of the rehabilitation center. Before, when I was there, it was just half a rehabilitation center where people came after they got surgeries. And so it was kind of the place in between going from the hospital to home so that they could have 24/7 care medically. And then the other half used to be just assisted living with people who just lived there. But now it is all short stay rehabilitation. So people are coming and going in all the time. And I worked directly under Alexa, who is the activities director there. And while I was there, like I said, I did assessments with the residents. I went in whenever they were available during or in between physical therapy, and I spoke with them and found out information about them that we needed for their care plans. There's two separate ones that I did. One of them was just basic things that they liked or didn't like, or that they would like to do or didn't want to do while they were there. And then the other one was just their daily preferences, basically. So we knew what they wanted and didn't want it in terms of their care while they were there. And then I planned a lot of activities as well. I mostly used Pinterest. It was a really great resource for me to find the activities that I needed to do. And I Googled things too. And it was interesting because most of the activities that I found were actually for children, but I realized that they worked really great for elderly people because they just want to do something fun. Because most of those people there are probably mostly bored, or they're kind of in pain and they just kind of want to do something for a little bit that's different to get them out of that, to have a little bit of fun. And so I planned a lot of those activities throughout the past few months, and then I led them because there are activities that I planned, or if my supervisor was doing something else, I would lead those activities for her so she could do other things. And then I also put the assessments and care plans that I put together and that I created, and then I made care plans out of them. It's using a point-click care website. My supervisor showed me how to use that. There's a lot of things that I gained, I think, from doing this internship. Because I made, through doing activities, I make a lot of friends because one of the biggest points of it is to have fun and to make connections with people and to create relationships that can help them feel comfortable enough to want to come to activities. And I really enjoyed that part of it. And it lightened the load of my supervisor because she had a lot of responsibilities that were outside of activities that she had to do, like making appointments, or she had to work at the front desk once a week. So it was really nice to be able to help her out with doing the assessments because there were a lot of people that would come and go. And like I said, a lot of people would move in, 3 people a weekend or something like that. And then there'd be a lot of new people that needed to be assessed, and I got to help her out with that. And then I got to help out with any ideas that I had for activities, which was really nice too. So I liked being creative and coming up with things to do and things that would be fun, and sometimes even things that would be therapeutic, or I don't know, finding things that would be interesting to a variety of people because everyone has different interests. And I had to make sure that everyone would be included in one way or another, and their families too. Um, and then personally, from the experience, I gained new perspectives because working with people who are elderly, when I was doing the assessments with them, oftentimes they would open up to me and talk about their lives and how they were feeling at this time. And during those moments, I felt like a therapist because I felt like they were kind of pouring their hearts and souls out to me, which made me feel really good that they were willing to trust me with that information. And it came when they realized that I wasn't there just to check something off my list. I was there to actually be their friend and to connect with them and to facilitate a relationship there. So I gained a lot of new friends from it, and there are a few people that actually are also living at the rehabilitation center because it's just a good environment for them to be in. So they are long term rather than short term like most everyone else is. And those people, I knew that it was really important to become friends with them because they weren't leaving anytime soon. So like we, as the activity people, become their friends, and it's really important to do that. And then the value of being genuine as well, because I could feel sometimes when I would go to an assessment that I would feel like kind of a robot, like I was just kind of doing it to do it. But then I realized I really needed to be more genuine with how I was acting, and I knew that when I became more genuine and warm with them, that they opened up and they felt more comfortable, and I did too. Because at first I felt a little awkward and weird doing the assessments, but it got a lot better, and I'm a lot more comfortable doing it now than I was before, which is really nice. So I learned the great value of being genuine and how that makes a big difference when you're talking to people about their lives and, I don't know, just things going on with them, basically. So the one important connection between my coursework at BYU Idaho and what I experienced during my internship was I kept going back to my helping relationships class, where it was just a class on kind of learning how to counsel people and learning what to look for while you're talking to someone, and kind of how to respond in that way. Because like I said, as I was doing assessments, I felt like a therapist at moments and like I was counseling them. And a lot of the times I had to kind of look for things that they were saying in the way, I don't know, I had to like kind of find the meaning behind what they were saying through their words to help understand where they were coming from, or I don't know what they needed most of the time. If someone really needed a friend or someone really needed to do an activity just by themselves, or if they needed to be around other people, or just whatever social needs they needed is something that I was able to find with that. I was able to use skills that I learned in that class of listening and responding and when to respond, and again, how to be genuine in doing that, because that was pretty crucial so that they again knew that I wasn't just there to check them off on my list. I was there to really get to know them and to be their friend. And I would definitely recommend this site and experience to other students, especially if, like me, if you are kind of akin to the elderly population, because I love working with elderly people, and it was really nice working with their families and seeing them come to and to visit and to kind of help build those relationships and those connections there. I just love working with elderly people because they're full of so much wisdom, and they're so genuine and so sweet, and they have a lot of life that they have lived, and they have a lot of wisdom to share. And there are a lot of great moments where I was able to learn things from them. And they're always just, I don't know, so kind, and I don't know, most of them really do like being social and like being visited, and some of them do not. It just depends on the person, but it was just good to make friends in that way too. And then for who to contact, Alexa Ellis is the supervisor. She was my supervisor. She's the activities director there. She's been doing it for about a year and a half now. She is always looking for volunteers. She's always looking for people to come out and help, and I left her number there. If you want to text or call her, she would love to have people join her, because it's just nice to have new varieties of people there. And it's nice to have different perspectives and different personalities to kind of, I don't know, help make friendships and build people up at the Rehabilitation Center, because they need it sometimes. So that is my presentation on the internship I did at Carish Cove Healthcare Resort.